This is Father Dominic Holtz coming to you from Rome, Italy, with a word of hope for the solemnity of the most Sacred Heart of Jesus. The readings today might present us with something of a puzzle, and that puzzle is, why are we reading these readings at all? Now, the second reading from Paul's letter to the Romans does seem to make perfect sense on this solemnity of the Sacred Heart. We're reminded here that God loved us in such a way that even when we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And that makes perfect sense. The Sacred Heart reminds us of his heart pierced out of love for sinners. So the second reading fits in exactly where we think it should. But the rest of the readings are all about sheep and shepherds. We hear Psalm 23, "The Lord is my shepherd," for our responsorial psalm. We hear from the prophet Ezekiel about God as the shepherd leading his lost sheep back to the holy land of Zion and healing those sheep who are broken but destroying those who are powerful and sleek. And then we hear in the gospel about Jesus seeking out the lost sheep, the good shepherd bringing them back in, those who have gone astray. What does the Sacred Heart have to do with sheep and shepherds? We might take our lead here from popes of the past era, a little over 125 years ago, when a previous Pope Leo, this Pope Leo XIII, called upon the new Jubilee then of that year of 1900, and he called upon all the churches in the world in preparation for that Jubilee to consecrate themselves to the Sacred Heart. But in this consecration, he made a connection between consecrating to the Sacred Heart and the kingship of Christ. What's that connection? Well, the connection is just this. The Sacred Heart isn't just about the wounded heart of Christ, which is wounded for our sins, poured out in mercy for our healing. It's also about that heart becoming alive in us, subjecting every part of us out of love to him who died for us, subjecting our intellects, our wills, our very bodies, our whole lives, every aspect of our lives, submitted to him who died for us and now reigns as King. But the kingship of Christ is the kingship of one who cares for us, not one who lords it over us. It was a kingship he won by mercy and love and sacrifice, not by might and power. And so when we submit ourselves to that King, when we receive in our hearts his heart, it's not an abject obedience, but a loving following of him who has healed us, who has called us out of darkness and has brought us to new life even when we were in rebellion and in our sins, called us back to serve him out of love who served us out of love. And that, my brothers and sisters, is a word of hope.